Good morning, GFS, and welcome to episode 2 of GFS Talks. This week, we are focusing on our learning environments and mindfulness. After 2 weeks of online learning, we think it's important to re-engage with our classrooms, our teachers, and to manifest positivity into our lives. I know one of my New Year's resolutions is to take 5 to 10 minutes each week to meditate to start the week in a positive way and to reconnect with my thoughts. Did you make any New Year's resolutions? Listen to the rest of this podcast and try to increase your positivity through meditation.
Hi, my name is Maha from 13C, and today I will be talking about resilience in the mental health part of the segment. Resilience is the ability to bounce back after challenges and tough times. Resilient people can recover from setbacks and get back to living life to the fullest. Resilience develops when people experience challenges and learn to deal with them positively. Resilience involves behaviors, thoughts, and actions that can be learned and developed by anyone. It is a dynamic process whereby individuals can show great coping skills in the face of significant adversity. It is not one-dimensional, but a sort of chain reaction that leads to resilience later. That chain reaction begins when children are very young. The easiest way to build resilience is to practice mindfulness. An easy way to do this is to meditate. This is a small exercise you can practice anywhere, whether you are at school or at home or even in the car. To begin, find a comfortable sitting position. You can even place a hand on the heart. Allow your eyes to close or lower your gaze towards the floor. Then, bring to mind someone who you really respect and look up to, and who really loves you in return. This can be a friend, a teacher, or even a parent. Notice how you feel as you bring this person to mind. Now try and make a kind wish and send it their way. Think of what would make them happy. Next, bring to mind someone else you love and care about, a family member, a friend, or even a role model. Picture this person in your mind, sending this person a kind wish. Lastly, bring to mind someone who has frustrated you lately, someone who is a little difficult. Send this last person a kind wish, something nice for them in their life. Try to turn a negative into a positive and change your mindset. Check in with your mind and body as you conclude this practice. Allow your eyes to open if they've been closed. Notice if there's any shift. You can practice mindfulness as often as you wish, but we recommend at least once per week to ensure you are manifesting positivity into your life.
I'm Anaya from Year 13, and today we have Arya Shah from 13F, who studies art as one of her A-levels. In addition to taking art at school, Arya also helps decorate our learning environment by painting the corridors with the help of other art students. So, hi Arya, what made you want to take on this opportunity?
Hi Anaya. So I've always been interested in art since I was a child, and taking part in such extracurriculars related to creativity and art is kind of like second nature to me because I always want to explore and broaden my horizons in my field. Hearing about this opportunity to leave a mark in this institution seemed like a great idea because it kind of holds a sentimental value to know that you're contributing to creating something that will stay on the walls of the school for years to come. Also, I feel like it's a source of catharsis to me because painting on the walls kind of provides way more freedom than just paper and paintbrush. And it may kind of sound mainstream, but it is like the world acts as your canvas.
So what would you say is your biggest inspiration when it comes to art?
I would say that my biggest inspiration is definitely the culture that I'm surrounded by. Having lived in India for a very long time, I was always surrounded by its rich heritage and the architectural beauty that it possesses. Also, with India's resounding aptitude for the creative arts, owing to the range of classical dances and the different forms of paintings, creates a lot of options to choose from as your inspiration. Also, moving to Dubai added to this because I've seen a whole new side of creating. The magnitude of buildings and the height, as we all know, are a sort of blend between modern and traditional, which kind of acts as a source of inspiration for me. And the mixture is something that I would want to add to my art.
That all sounds really wonderful, but I've heard art is pretty hard too. What's your biggest challenge as an art student?
As an art student, I would say that my biggest challenge is definitely to find motivation and to encourage myself. There are times when I look at other people's art and I kind of feel insecure about my own work because it's an up and coming field with a lot of competition, as you know. I feel like eventually the comparison in my head should stop so that I'm able to actually cherish the work that I'm doing, the art that I'm creating. Because I believe if you don't create something that you enjoy and if you don't kind of cherish the process, it removes the vitality from the piece, the soul from your work, as you call it.
When did you first discover your passion for art?
While I've always been practicing a lot of different forms of art since I was a kid, I first discovered my passion when I was in year 8. As a kid, I was forced to attend art lessons by my parents because they felt like I had an aptitude for it. But I never paid too much attention to it because I just did not think it was necessary at the time. Eventually, when I started looking at a lot of different exhibitions, portraits, street art, and a lot of designers in my city, I realized that creating something that has an impact on the people around me is something that I definitely want to pursue. This is what boosted my interest because I wanted to create something that the audience is able to find themselves in and that they're able to relate to, a form of communication between me and the people who are looking at my work and my audience.
So, obviously, there's a million reasons, but why do you think it's so important to have an engaging working environment at GFS, if you can summarize it?
I feel like learning in the same environment for 7 to 8 hours can get kind of exhausting after a while. When you engage with a creatively stimulating environment with murals, wall paintings, and a lot of kind of creativity around you, especially when done with particular colors that are associated with boosting mental health and productivity, such as red, yellow, green, pink, and blue, can really boost your engagement because it can be uplifting in the classrooms and around the school. Also, owing to the current COVID-19 situation, our screen time has increased, and therefore having a reason to kind of lift our heads up from that computer screen and enjoy our learning environment is so important. More than just the aesthetic beauty, I feel like it also affects the overall atmosphere of your classroom because the impact of art always goes beyond what meets the eye, and not a lot of individuals recognize this. So the fact that GFS is working to enhance and strengthen this seems like a great step in the right direction for us.
Thank you, Arya, for joining us today and for sharing your experience with us. We hope this helped and inspired other students to partake in the beautiful forms of art that we offer at GFS.
Hi, I'm Khamis from Year 11, and welcome to the pop culture segment of this podcast episode. Another easy way to practice mindfulness is to wind down with a good book or watch a movie or a TV show to bring you positivity and happiness. A book to read, if you haven't, that depicts a story of resilience is Becoming by Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama invites readers into her world, chronicling the experiences that have shaped her from her childhood on the south side of Chicago to her years as an executive balancing the demands of motherhood and work, to her time spent at the world's most famous address. Becoming is the deeply personal reckoning of a woman of soul and substance who has steadily defied expectations, and whose story inspires us to do the same. A must-watch movie on a story of resilience is The Pursuit of Happiness, starring Will and Jaden Smith. The movie, The Pursuit of Happiness, is based on the true story of Chris Gardner's struggle to achieve his share of the American dream, and how he always bounces back from any challenges that come his way. The age rating for this movie is PG-13, so please watch with guidance.
Now let's talk about art. I'm Kushi from Year 11, and I'm going to talk to you about Crystal Bachara, who is an artist in Dubai. Her art is an accurate representation of pop art and resilience as she talks about women and the way they have been showcased throughout history and culture, including childbirth, identity, emotions, death, patriarchy, and their legal rights. She explores the different timelines for women. The monochrome with a splash of color in her pieces further contribute to this, exploring the idea that women can find themselves in every situation despite the hardships and struggles they face. It displays that they are able to prove to themselves and the world that they possess immense power in society by being themselves and standing up for what they believe in. Her pieces include iconic figures such as Marilyn Monroe and Sophia Loren,
depicting the power and confidence women in these times possess.
Any ideas, such as addressing your concerns or mental health topics you'd like us to discuss, will be done anonymously, and we have created a form which will be shared by your form tutors and class teacher. Once again, on behalf of the GFS Talks team, we are beyond thrilled to share our thoughts and ideas with you. If you would like to get involved and have a conversation with us on the podcast, please speak with your form tutor or class teacher, or speak with Ms. Gabriella directly. Thank you.